Hey guys, welcome to at JJ Coda, giving a good and bad and ugly roundup with regards to the loans over some of last week and obviously for the weekend's games. We'll start with Alfie Devine. You know, that seems to continue to be going well, playing regular minutes for Preston North End. Played 80 minutes for them in their 2-0 win against Southampton. I think we're seeing that is sadly going to be his level, so I wouldn't be surprised if Preston actually do make that loan permanent. Then we move on to Will Lancashire, who played 73 minutes in their 2-2 draw against Millwall. Didn't get a goal or an assist, but from what I understand, the club are happy with how that one is going, you know, and obviously he's aiming towards the goals that they have set out, which I think is around 10 to 12 goals for the season. He's got 4 already. So the more that he can push towards that, you know, the better, and then hopefully can be integrated next season along with Solanke and whoever else they bring in as well. Briefly mentioning George Abbott, still injured. Again, we're not sure on timescales with him, but obviously we'll just have to hope that he comes back strong for Wickham and can have a good good spell in the second half of the season. Moving on to Yang Min Hyuk, played 53 minutes, unfortunately, in their 4-0, in Portsmouth's 4-0 loss to Birmingham. So tough game, for Portsmouth and for Hyuk in particular. Hopefully we'll be able to bounce back, you know, in the next game. You've then got Ashley Phillips, who is now really becoming a mainstay of that Stoke team. Again, played the full game, where Stoke, battered, Bristol City 5-1, you know, and are just really finding some form under Mark Robins. And hopefully, you know, that can be something, whether it be him or whether it be another championship club, takes him on. You know, I think again, though, we'll be looking at a good return with regards to that. Obviously, though, on the one side of Stoke, you've got the good news with Phillips, but then on the other side, you've got the bad news with Jamie Donnelly, and January can't come quick enough for him. It's not working. It's not happening. You know, he wasn't even in the squad, you know, it wasn't a case of he was an unused sub. He just wasn't in the squad. And bearing in mind, they've got some injuries there and he's just still not getting in, would indicate that ultimately he hasn't got a future at Stoke. And I think it will be best for all parties if that gets terminated and you know, he does get sent abroad, because I think he needs it. You know, I think it's such a shame. He had a cracking loan at Orient, has gone there with the hope of stepping up, and clearly Mark Robins just does not, you know, appear to want to give him a chance. So that's a shame, but ultimately that is just the way that's going to play out. We just have to see where he goes in January, but we'll keep you updated if hell freezes over and he actually starts playing some games for them. Moving on to Luka Vuskovic, mixed bag for him. You know, he played during the week in their 1-0 win in the Cup against Heidenheim, you know, kept a clean sheet, you know, and played well for them. Obviously then in the second game at the weekend, came up against FC Köln, who beat them 4-1. Obviously it didn't help that they had 2 players sent off. Well, he wasn't one of them, thank God. But obviously, you know, that was always going to be difficult for him, but he's settling in really well. You know, I think he got Rookie of the Month out there. So, you know, it's clear that he will come back to Spurs, and whether it be Danzo or Dragusin who will go, you know, obviously they will then seek Parshinu and he will come in, because he has just such a phenomenal talent. He really is. We then have Mana Solomon, who had a bit of a strange sort of situation. He played in the Copa del Rey, you know, for Villarreal in their 6-0 win against Ciudad de Lacuna. I'm probably killing the pronunciation like I did of the German clubs. Played 77 minutes, got 3 assists. So obviously you're thinking, well, that's put him in good stead for the next game, and was an unused sub. I don't get that one. I really don't. If you've put in such a performance like that, surely you would think you'd at least get some minutes in La Liga, but we'll have to just wait and see with regards to it. I think we just have to hope he can kick on, and, that does also become permanent as well. We then have Damola Ajay, was an unused sub for Doncaster again. Difficult one with regards to that, because he has been getting minutes. Obviously, being an unused sub, it was a shame. We just have to hope that he will get further minutes in their next game, really, because there is a talent there, and we really hope that he can step on from that to then moving up to further divisions, but we'll just have to wait and see with it. Tyrese Hall, didn't have the best of games, because obviously played the first half for Notts County, but they lost to Brackley in the FA Cup on penalties, which is obviously a big upset with regards to that. But I think, to be fair, that loan is going very, very well, and I think the feeling will be that he will then take the next step up from there. Where he goes, who knows? But I think he does deserve that. And then Mikey Moore, although had a bit of a mixed result in terms of games, because he played the 65 minutes in their 1-0 win against Hibernian in the Scottish Premiership, came on as a second half sub in their 3-1 loss to Celtic in the Cup. Obviously, it didn't help that they had a player sent off, but from what I can gather and what I've read, he is performing really, really well out there. It's starting to turn around. I think the fact that Russell Martin has gone, Danny Roll has come in, is giving him a real shot, to show what he can do, and he's really settling in. So I think we'll start to see him get more minutes, and I think we'll see more goals and assists, and then the further development of his game. So fingers crossed with that one. It seems to be taking an upturn, and we just have to hope that continues. And then to wrap this up, Alfie Dorrington, wasn't even in the squad for Aberdeen's last match. So, bit of a strange one, that. I know obviously Aberdeen are struggling in the Scottish Premiership, but he's been playing regular minutes, so we'll just have to hope. I couldn't find anything to say that it was an injury. So let's just hope he is in the next game. We'll obviously have to see from there. I think it's clear, though, like some of the others, he hasn't got a future at the club, so he is just trying to get him to boost up his value so he can get some money back for him. And that is your loan roundup all done. There will be, another one that will be done. It'll either be done again later on this week, or it might be combined with the weekend one to do it all together. But let us know what you think, which ones you think are doing well, which ones you think could improve, or think of in January which ones could go to different clubs, or what other players at the club could go out on loan. Give me a shout. As I said, I'm on Twitter at JJCoda. I'm on Instagram, and I'm on Facebook. So give this a like, give me a follow. Let us know what you think, and I look forward to the next one. But until then, come on, you Spurs.